So Tim, we hear that you are the running raw man.
Yeah, it's a label I can't shake.
Tell us a little bit about that. What exactly does that mean?
I started a project in 2004 called Running Raw. Prior to 2004, I was sedentary, ill, severely depressed, chronic fatigue syndrome, couldn't really do much. I quit my job. I thought I was going to be homeless. Some friends of mine who really cared suggested that I try a raw diet. I thought they were crazy, but I tried it because I didn't know what else to do. I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and the thought of being homeless really scared me, so I thought, okay, maybe this will help. And within a week, I started to feel better. And within a month, I was on top of the world. So what started as, I'll try this for a couple days and see what happens, after a month, I'm like, I don't want to go back to the way I felt. So 2 months led to 6 months, led to a year, and after a year of eating a raw vegan diet, I was bouncing off the walls. I felt like I was 18 again, but I was 37. So I thought, could I be an athlete at 30? Could I start over and be an athlete at a later age, going from couch potato, doing nothing, into elite fitness? Because my body felt that way, and I wasn't even exercising yet. So I started running just to see what I could do. It was like, hey, watch, let's see what's possible. And pretty quickly I got good. And by the age of 44, I had won 10 U.S. running championships and 4 U.S. Runner of the Year awards. So it proved to me that it could be done, but more importantly, it shows people that a raw vegan diet is not deficient. I don't take supplements. You know, many people say, well, what kind of supplements do you take? What kind of protein do you take? It's like, I don't. It's just produce. I don't buy any of the products that most people are buying. I call those great transition foods. You know, they're great if somebody really needs to get that candy bar fix out of the way. Here, have a raw, nut bar, chocolate bar, fantastic. But for my performance, it was all just whole fruits and vegetables. And I achieved incredible running stature that way. Now I'm 47, and I still feel like I'm 18. I'm just ridiculously fit. And a lot of that is the training that I've done. It's not just the diet, but the diet allowed for that training to happen. It put me in a state where I wanted to run, where I felt good running. It was easy to run. And then the training added on top of that. So that's what I do. I travel around the world now, and I talk about fitness, I talk about a raw diet, but more importantly, I talk about how to overcome the obstacles that stand in your way from making healthier choices.
And I guess if you kind of mentioned it already, but if you had like a message for someone who's a big skeptic of the whole raw vegan movement, what's kind of like the first step that you would kind of suggest to them to just kind of dabble in it, or to try and make that transition, or even just try it out rather than being the skeptic all the time?
Well, we all know that we should eat more fruits and vegetables. I don't think there's a person out there that would debate that. So why? Why should we eat more fruits and vegetables? Because we are healthier when we do so. So imagine if you increase that amount more and more and more. Imagine the benefit. And the skeptics are mainly about protein. That's the real sticking issue. Or someone will have a craving like, I couldn't give up cheese, I need it to exist, or I need alcohol to exist. Well, that's really representative of an underlying emotional issue that you need to work on, that you're using food to medicate yourself with. And that's okay. I don't judge. But maybe we can help you deal with that issue so that you no longer need to rely on cheese or some other coping mechanism. But when it comes to protein, there's plenty of protein in dark leafy greens, in legumes. This is a raw vegan festival, so you're not going to find a lot of soy here, but you will find hemp seeds, you will find chia, you will find other types of more raw nuts and seeds, and it's really a non-issue. We are getting plenty of protein from fruits and vegetables and some nuts and seeds. I predominantly eat greens as my protein source, and I have not had a problem. I am lean, I am muscular, and I'm super fit.
And one last thing, you touched upon it. We cover this quite a bit with our company. The whole kind of the role of consciousness, and that it's not just these lifestyle changes are huge, but you got to have the consciousness to support them. Could you touch upon a little bit of like how you kind of see how consciousness is important in terms of like emotionally or spiritually to kind of support this change to go through all this stuff?
Well, I see it as a table, and I'm going to be talking about that this afternoon here. If you take away one of those legs on the table, it's going to fall over. So food is important, but so is your activity level. So are your relationships, and so is your emotional and spiritual health. If you don't have any one of those things in alignment with the others, you're not going to do well. You can have the best diet in the world, but if you don't have supporting relationships, or if you live in an environment that doesn't really bring out the best in you, the diet's not going to work. Or if you're really active and you have a great diet, you run and you eat raw food like me, but if you have emotional challenges, spiritual challenges, you're still not going to thrive. You got to work on all the legs of the table so it stays nice and flat, and you can actually start building your life on top of that. So it's absolutely essential that people wake up and embrace their discomfort. And to me, that's what spirituality is. It's about humbling yourself and embracing your discomfort rather than running away from it and trying to medicate with all the other foods that people are eating.